I used to race. I was racing in Fernie. I raced there for a couple of years. I think it was 12, 13, and 14. And one day in what was to be my first downhill race, I was 15 years old, I had a bit of a crash. And probably not much of a crash by how I ski fast now, but when I was 15, it was a big crash. And I was scared to go fast anymore after that, which kind of like limits your ability to be a good ski racer if you're afraid of speed. So I came home, you know, one day, and it was in May. I was kind of still moping about my skiing. I'm not skiing much anymore. And my father had registered me into this freestyle camp in Crystal Mountain, Washington. I didn't even know much about this new sport. So for the month of June, off I went. You know, I was down there from, it was Crystal Mountain, Washington, just outside Seattle. And I did that for 4 years. Went there every year, and it really gave me a lot of my background. I was being coached by the best pros at the time. Peter Judge and myself had become ranked 1 and 2 in Alberta. It was held in Camp Fortune in Quebec. It was my first real trip to Quebec, you know, as a skier. And it was also the first time there'd been national championships. So we didn't know how good anybody else was. We only knew that we were kind of the best in Alberta. That's all we knew. And I remember this really clearly. Peter and I were flying down. We were flying down to Ottawa, and we started kind of working the deal. We figured, you know what? If we come top 30, that's not bad, eh? I'm going, yeah, top 30, you and me. Top 30 in Canada, right? Then after a couple of days of skiing, him and I were going up the chairlift, and he goes, I think we're the best guys here, eh? I go, yeah, me too. So now I went from top 30 to like we thought we had a chance to maybe win. And then this is the kicker. Him and I met in the finals. It was the dual mogul final, right? I was 16, he was 18, and it was going to be his last event. He was going to turn pro after this. So he only had one shot, right? And I beat him, you know, and he was a good friend of mine, and we still kind of we poke fun about that, but I can remember it like yesterday, how our expectations went from top 30 to, hey, we're not too bad down here, to like him and me in the final. And that was great. So I won and he placed second. It was great. We had moguls in the morning and aerials in the afternoon. And I skied very well, and I finished 5th. So I've got some pretty good results going in the aerials, and I wasn't much of a jumper. I wasn't doing very high DD, but I did tend to always land my jumps. I wasn't the most difficult jumper, but I did what I did with good form, and I nailed my landings. And I did that. I landed my 2 jumps, and then we're coming on the gauntlet at the end of the day. And I somehow ended up in the gauntlet with John Eves, who used to win everything. And he looks at me, and I didn't even know I knew I existed, and he goes, how'd you do today anyway? I said, well, I got 5th in moguls, and I'm not sure about the aerials because the results aren't out. He goes, well, I saw you. You landed both jumps. You got 5th in moguls? I go, yeah. He goes, you're going to win. I go, really? So that's when I realized that everybody does the counting, because I watched them to see his results, and he was watching me. And sure enough, at the award ceremony, I won. It's a very humbling thing to think that there are people that think that I'm representative to be there. And I always feel that way when we go up there at the end of May to attend the ceremonies. I always get out and I walk the panels. They always put them up, and I look who's there, and it's like, really, it's a who's who of Alberta sport.